me turn my camera off. I'll be all right.
What's up, Frank?
What's going on, Sleuth brother?
Not much. We are live. How is everybody doing? Let's see here. We got Speculation Station. Welcome. Teresa says your video got removed. None of my videos got removed.
No, they didn't.
No, I think one might have gotten taken down momentarily, but I had to delete something from it and then it was good to go. True Crime. Donna, what's up?
Oh, everybody's coming in here tonight. I went through a list of 100 people and sent out the invites to everybody.
Well, it should be good. What were we talking about right now? The cameras, right?
Yeah, we were talking about cameras behind the scenes.
Right.
Yep.
I think I have that photo you sent me. Hold on.
And this is funny.
Maybe not. But what was it? Was Barb McDonald? She's saying, "Oh, court cameras will be in the courtroom
Well, let's see
for
here.
for
I've got
this
it here.
Delphi hearing." Feel free to share anything if you want.
Okay. Here, let me send this to you to your messenger. Hold on, let me find it.
Actually, I think you already did. Let me
Yeah,
just pull it back up.
yes, yeah, it is in your messenger. Yeah.
All right.
And the funny thing about
I
that
thought
is,
I
guys,
thought I grabbed it.
the funny thing about that is, guys, is when Barbara McDonald had posted this on her Twitter account, I believe it was her Twitter account. I don't know if it was or not, or if it was her HLN account, whatever. I had already got the information 2 hours prior because, like I was telling Sleuth, I've got two contacts with a major news station here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I have direct contact. I can't give their names. I can't give their direct titles, but I can tell you one of them is a senior, and that's pretty high up in Fox 59 News. And the other one's just a regular reporter. I have direct ties to them. She was off today, so I just sent her a text message and I said, "Man, it's going to be interesting tomorrow or next week at the hearing." And she said, "Oh yeah," and she said, "Even with the cameras in the courtroom." I said, "Oh shit." I called her immediately and she said, this is exact words. She said, "The judge hasn't signed off on it yet, but we've already been told she's going to sign off on cameras being allowed in the courtroom." And then Barbara McDonald comes out 2 hours later with this.
And you know what this hearing's all about? The defense is going to get their asses chewed out.
Oh, she made it clear. She didn't make it clear in her order today, but if you read toward the last or part of the paragraph and discuss some things that have arisen. So, yep, somebody's getting her ass chewed.
Yeah, so I think that uh they're referring to the crime scene photos, and I believe the one even with the tree, I guess that might be real.
Oh, that's possible.
But that's what I'm hearing, is that it could possibly could be a real photo.
Hmm.
Matt Sullivan was like, "Dude, that's real." I was like, "Hell
Yeah,
no." I was like, "That's the fakest shit I've ever seen," but I guess it was real.
he called me today and we talked for a few minutes, and he said that the crime scene photos are legit. He's seen them.
Yeah, I heard Gray Hughes describing them. I heard
Mm-hmm.
Rick Snee describing them.
Yeah.
Um, somebody online was describing them. So they're out
And
there.
and then the guy that I was talking to that was leaking stuff on Facebook, he sent me a couple messages a couple nights ago, basically telling me that he's done sharing. He promised he wouldn't share anymore, and that he turned over everything to them. And I mean, when he said them, I said, "Man, authorities got a hold of you, didn't they?" And then he said, "I appreciate you having my back." And I told him, I said, "You're welcome, dude." I said, "I tried to tell you what was going to happen if you kept doing this." And sure enough, it bit him in the
Yep.
ass.
And unfortunately, Pandora doesn't go back inside the box. He only comes out.
Nope. Nope, it don't.
Real quick,
Yeah.
let me go through the chat real quick.
All right.
We got Night Shadow, D. Ashley, Jill Mosier, Speculation Station, Camaro, Willow, Queen of Ossian, Support with Steffi. What's up? Purdue RN. Leslie. Hello.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Miss Thing. Oh, congrats. Got a new baby. Pam, welcome. Says hello, Frank and Sleuth. Leslie says, Frank, hello. Phil Bond. Good to see you. GP, welcome. Tam B. Beth, welcome.
Hey, you guys,
Jamie.
do me a favor real quick. There's 151 watt in the chat, and there's only 43 likes. Hit that like button, guys.
Frank, did you hit that 1K mark yet on your channel?
I've got 51 more to go.
51. How many people do we have watching right now? 154, I think.
157 from what it says on my end.
Okay, so we need 50. Everybody that's watching right now, click in the description on Frank's channel. Go subscribe to his channel.
Yep,
If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe.
Right. I'm not begging nobody. You know, I just started my channel in June, and I think I'm done pretty well, getting barely less than 1,000 in a couple months. So I'm trying to keep up with everybody else.
Chorizo and eggs. Just saw you all were on. What's up? Dana. See who else is walking in. Rescue. What's up? Andrew, good to see you. Says Frank always getting the scoop. Exactly. That's why you guys need to go subscribe. Not because he's asking. I'm telling you, it's in your best interest. Devoted to Mariah. What up? Right, who am I missing? V, good to see you. Lulu, Gumshoe, what's up?
It's some new people. I see.
MJ, She Warrior, haven't seen you in a while. Forever Young, MJ, Charlotte.
Damn, Night Shadow. I haven't seen them in a while.
Who else we got walking in? Jamie, what's up, Jamie? I think that's everybody. Shadowbox.
177 in chat right now.
Yeah, hopefully they went over there and subscribed to your channel.
It would be greatly appreciated, guys. Thank you so much.
Couldn't hurt.
No. And I'm trying to get to the hearing next week. I'm trying to get there. Because if she does sign off on this to allow cameras in, well, I'll be definitely broadcasting on my channel out of the courtroom, in the courtroom.
Yeah, I wonder if you can get a scoop or something, maybe get to talk to somebody. Because people like Doug Carter are always lingering around the hallways,
Yeah, I always try to talk to either Mike or Becky and see what they think would happen, what their thoughts were for the hearing that day and stuff like that. But the last two times, they're always in a hurry to get out of there because media is trying to swarm them and stuff like that. So,
What's up, Allison? Jean said she subscribed.
Thank you. I would like to actually talk to Nick McClellan, honestly.
Shoot him an email.
I could do that because I know somebody's been in contact with him besides the family. A YouTuber has.
Oh, really?
Got his email. Yeah, he's got his email.
Tell him to send you a photo of his license plate.
I heard about that today.
I don't know if it's true. That's
right.
That's what Patrick Westfall said when I was talking to him the other day. It said the boss or some shit. That's some WWF stuff right there.
I mean, when I was watching last night, there was a couple good points he was making, but then toward the end, he started right back to the corruption. I'm like, oh God, here we go. But one good point that I kept an eye on is when he said that he had already been interviewed twice by law enforcement over this case, and he also gave buccal swabs to him for DNA 2 times, and the second time he said that's when that basically told him there is DNA in this case.
Yeah.
And that worries me right there, because if they do have DNA, but then again, the charges on Richard Allen for the murder is, all they have to do is prove the kidnapping. They don't have to prove he actually physically killed him. So
Well, I think they're going to have
that
to explain that.
exactly.
But I also think there's a lot we don't know, right? Still.
There's a lot we don't know, but I still believe that Nick is sitting on the smoking gun. I honestly do.
We're going to find out soon enough. And if it's televised, that's going to be crazy, dude.
Oh, I know, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get in there.
Yeah, I wonder what it would take for you to get in there being local like that.
I don't know. I've been looking into it, see what
Just
I can
say,
do.
see if Barbara will let you be go in as like her cameraman or something.
I don't know Barbara like that, man. I've only talked to her like twice, actually, at court, and once at the arrest hearing or press conference they had at the church. I've only talked to her twice.
Yeah, I think you have to petition for it, maybe.
Yes, you do. That's exactly what my contact said at the news station today, that the news stations have to file a request. And they told me that it looks like it's coming down between Court TV and WTHR Channel 13 Indianapolis. And she said, from her experience with Court TV usually doesn't just cover hearings. They're basically there for the trial. I mean, they might have somebody tapped in, listening in on what's going on, and they report back to them wherever they're at, but she
Well,
said
probably
it's
like
more
on a
like,
laptop, quick little notes, kind of like they did during Keegan Klein's hearing.
right, exactly, so.
All right, you got some more
Yeah,
subs. Speculation Station, Crystal, Gaston, another subscriber.
man, I love you guys.
See, I
There's
think
200.
it's because I think they just forget. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like sometimes you got to remind them, like, hey, don't forget.
And see, I don't push all that. I mean, like with the super stickers and super chats and memberships, I don't push all that, because then you got these trolls out here. Oh, he's all about the money. You
Fuck
don't
them.
see me push. You don't see me pushing all that
Yeah,
stuff on
but
my channel.
you put in a lot of work, man. Like you put in that effort.
Well, yeah, I do, and it's nice to get rewarded.
It's up to
But
us, if we decide we want to reward you, like that's up to me,
right, right, and it doesn't bother me if I get rewarded or not.
Yeah.
So.
And
It's
anybody that
just
doesn't
something.
want you to be monetized or anybody to donate to you, it's because they don't like you anyway.
Right. Or they're broke. And I know how that feels to be broke. So,
Yeah. I mean, you're spending time, you're putting in the effort. That's what YouTube is. You make a YouTube channel, you get it monetized, and then you build it. That's what you do. I mean,
somebody.
what's the surprise here?
Right. I get it. This is something that has became a passion of mine, and I got a very good friend that's in our chat. She got a hold of me a couple months ago when I started the channel, and she said, man, she was giving me a pep up, is what's basically what she was doing. She said, I see you in a year having 100,000 subs. I said, I wouldn't go that far, but I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm here for the people to give what they want to hear and what they want to see, and that's why I spend so much time getting all these documents for people, because they don't know where to get them, and I know you're busy because you got a regular job. So I take the time to do it for certain individuals. And if you want to pass them out to everybody else, that's on you,
Yeah, see, I appreciate that. And I know there's a lot of people out there, they're really curious. They don't know how to get their hands on those things. They haven't taken the time to position themselves to have access to those types of things. You did, and I think you deserve credit for it.
I appreciate it. I mean, I love this. I mean, it's like I was telling somebody the other day. I said, man, it's no different than me when I was a radio broadcaster. The only difference is there's a camera in my face. Only difference. You still learn how to do journalism. You still learn how to do interviews. You learn how to market your product, and stuff like that. So I think I've done very well.
All right, let's go here to a couple of these comments. This one's from Anna, and this is something that was on my mind here a minute ago. Lesenby said, yes, they have DNA, but it isn't what people think. What do you think that means?
Okay, if you go back, I remember that interview. It was with Emily. It was either with Barbara McDonald or Emily Longnecker. And yes, she asked him plan out if there's DNA, and he said yes. And they said, "Is it the person?" He said, "We don't know." I remember that interview.
Yeah,
Now,
what could that mean?
my problem is over the years there's been talk about that there is DNA, but it's mixed in with the girl's blood and DNA, so they can't extract and find out who it is. And I've also heard they've got DNA, but they can't get enough markers in the DNA to what do they call it? To get a profile. There's not enough markers in the sample they've got to get a profile. I've heard that.
Oh, okay. I've heard that from the beginning.
Yeah. So
like they can't exclude
that,
or they can't exclude you or whatever, but they can say that it may be connected to you.
Right. You know, and it's just like either you do or either you don't. Come out and tell us, you know, because that worries me right there. Because if they could tie DNA to somebody, what the hell is going to happen with Richard Allen? Are they just going to get him with kidnapping, or what are they going to do with him?
Well, I mean, right after his arrest, they said, "Hey, we think that others could be involved."
Yeah, but you haven't heard Nick McClellan talk about that at all ever since he said that at the hearing.
He made it clear, though.
Right. And then all of a sudden, he's quiet about it. And then here a few months later, you got the damn defense doing the same thing now.
I wonder if he set a trap for the defense team. Like, I'm going to kind of keep quiet. Like, I'm not going to mention that we have an open investigation. I'm going to let you kind of stumble over your own feet.
But that's how I feel about it sometimes, you know. But then when I was listening to Patrick last night, dude, and he was talking about you got these people out walking around with these fanny packs, pouches, carrying around runes and shit. And I'm like, the hell, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Information is information, right? It doesn't
Right.
matter
I'm
how.
like, what the hell?
Yeah, so it's like
I mean,
some things are cleared up, and then now you have new suspicion. So it's like,
right.
man.
And then now you got other creators going back on Ron Logan again. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I think if you go to the video where I interviewed Patrick Westfall, he's actually in the comments and he's answering questions.
Yeah, I was watching it.
No, not in the chat. Not in the chat. He's in the comments of the video answering questions.
Yeah, I seen that.
I think one of the questions was if he knew Ron Logan, and he said no.
Right. But you can, what we were talking about with RA's National Guard, whatever.
That was interesting.
You can actually go online. They should have an application to get a copy of this DD 214 because you've got the information's out there to use to get it.
Yeah, I think it's in the documents, all his information.
Yeah.
Somebody might be working on that right now.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
What's up, Ivy Rose? Dove Magic, welcome. Boston Christian, She Warrior, Frederica. Who else we got? GP, 517 Kels, Gene.
And I talked to
Old Truth.
Becky. I talked to Becky today too. And as I was talking to her, and she said, "I'm wondering if we're allowed in the courtroom." I said, "I don't know." And she was, you know what she did?
What?
I was sitting there talking to her. She was texting Nick at the same time, asking him.
She should be able to. Why not?
It's just funny that she was sitting there talking to Nick and talking to me at the same time. I was like, oh. See, that's why I want to be able to talk to him at a hearing, see if I can catch him in the hallways or something.
Andrew says correction officers wearing those patches is crazy. See, I don't know anything about Indiana. I don't know anything about what was going on. That's why when I was talking to Patrick, I was just kind of hearing like that Indiana culture that I knew nothing about. And I was just kind of sitting back and listening, you know?
Right. And now when it comes to that stuff right there, and I think I've explained this before, my cousin did a 10-year bid up in Westfield for armed robbery, and I've been trying to get a hold of him to ask him about that and see if there's any truth about the guards wearing Odin patches and all that stuff.
Damn, he would know a lot, dude.
Yeah, he did a 10-year bid.
He would
He
know
got
everything.
he got 18 and only did 10 of it. So, and I've also wanted to reach out to the Indiana Department of Corrections superintendent, but I just haven't had the time to do that yet. So, just so much been going on. I mean, I haven't slowed down a bit, and Miss Purdue's like, man, you need to get you some rest.
Like a shark,
Yeah.
right? If you stop, like you'll drown.
I mean, that's why I explained to people why I don't follow in. I mean, I'm not covering any other cases right now because I know if I did, some shit's going to go down with Delphi, and I'm like, damn, man. Then I'm going to have to put that other case on the back burner and go right back to Delphi and cover that until there's nothing left to talk about. You know, I just don't want to have to do all that. You know.
Well, this case is getting stranger by the day. Here's a question from Camaro. Says, what is the court appearance about next week? Do we know? I think, in my opinion, they're going to ream Richard Allen for allowing, because there's only two things that could have happened, right? Negligence, or they leaked it on purpose.
Well,
Both are equally bad.
From what I was told today, they were encrypted messages, so it came from somebody's office. So think about that one for a minute.
Well, when I heard Rick Snee and Gray Hughes talk about the crime scene photos, it's like somebody snapped a photo of the photos on a computer screen.
Yeah, that's what I was told today.
So that's different. It's not like somebody sent them the actual photos. You know what I mean? Like, that's some sneaky shit.
Well, I mean, it's still out there. It's just the point of the matter is it shouldn't have never happened.
Well, it sounds like somebody's getting in trouble.
Oh yeah, and I've said this for the last few weeks that I hope the judge puts an injunction on somebody or something, because this just got out of hand.
Or it could just be kind of like a warning, like, hey, like let's tighten this up. We kind of closed up all loose ends.
And then I got people making a comment to me and saying the judge is in on with the defense. She's not doing anything about it. And I said, what do you think this hearing is probably about next week?
Yeah, she's not a dictator. She can't just like call everybody up in the middle of the night and be like, get over here.
You know, the shit was suspicious to me in the first place when they dropped the what was it? Their memorandum at 2:30 in the morning. It wasn't them that did it. It had to have been the court clerk that did.
The guy who I think the one who wrote it up, who authored it, may have been the one that accidentally leaked it.
Well, what I'm saying is because it has to be stamped by the clerk before they file it. And I believe the clerk is the only one that has access to my case.
Oh, was it stamped?
I'm sure it was.
I can't remember. I have the Word document. I didn't have the official one that you originally sent me. I just put it in Word format, so it's not going to transfer any images.
I'm just like, how in the hell is this happening?
Thanks,
and
Mustang.
I said it, and it's got to it's got to be coming out of the courthouse, or somebody is attached to the courthouse, because they also have access from their home to do that stuff too. So, and as far as the crime scene photos, I'm pretty sure who's behind that.
Who did that? Who leaked them?
I would say it would have to be old boy out in California.
Who's that?
That Chris Todd. That's my opinion, because he's allegedly had him forever.
Wait, who's Chris Todd? Is he the
producer he wrote the book too already.
Is he the one that does he run that YouTube or that website Highbrow, or is that a different guy?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I think I'm getting these guys mixed up.
Well, Chris Todd started when I was still working with Marv. He was reaching out to me and Marv and trying to get us on his side with the Ron Logan theory. You know, he's a movie producer out in California.
Mm.
He's well known. He's been on court TV numerous times about this case. He works with Jason Jensen behind the scenes. You know,
Oh, he's
so
everywhere. Jason Jensen, man, I see him on like everything.
I see a good question by Cole Truth. She said, "What happened to the bond hearing?"
Oh wait, where did I miss it? I didn't see her
See,
question.
it's toward down the bottom.
Oh, let me hurry up. Let me see who's just walking in. Anthony, what's
Yep.
up? Dawn, Melly, Freckled, CJK, Boston, Jamie, Gladys. All right, let me zip on down. Freckled says law clerk, probably.
But then again, I got to go back to the individual that allegedly got those manila envelopes on their windshield outside the courthouse with all the information from the case in it.
Yeah, that could have been some weird YouTuber with a bunch of bullshit in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm over some of these people and their BS that they're putting out there right now.
What do you mean?
I'm just talking about, like I was saying earlier, you know, back on the Ron Logan bandwagon. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
me and you have agreed that we can't exclude Ron Logan after the fact. I
yeah,
mean,
I
we
agree with
can't
that.
exclude him after the fact. But for him to be bridge guy, no, sorry.
Yeah, and I'm still not convinced 100% that Richard Allen is the guy on the bridge. You know, but I'm pretty convinced about
I
99%.
I'm about 95 to 98%
Yeah, I'm
positive
pretty
it's him on the
sure.
bridge.
It's just hard to
Yeah,
be 100% sure about it. So it's hard to say for certain, right?
right. I mean, I was getting
But it looks like him.
a big old story of what actually happened. And there's more than what people know as far as the video and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, man, we'll see what happens.
Mustang says thanks Sleuth and Frank. Vic says Chris Todd also blames the mother in the Flora fire. I'm pretty sure she got burned. She almost got killed. Jamie says you're probably thinking Robert Lindsay. There you go, highbrow. Robert Lindsay.
Oh,
Yeah, I get those two
he's
mixed up. And
he's
Skip.
a
I get Chris Todd, Skip, and Robert Lindsay mixed up sometimes.
Skip Jensen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Lindsay's out there. He was all over the map all the time too with different people. He was real big on the bandwagon with DP there for a while.
Yeah, it seems like anybody that went all in on like a POI, they're the only ones that are screaming Richard Allen's guilty. Or they're the only ones screaming Richard Allen is innocent because of course he's innocent because it's their guy that's guilty, right?
Right. And it's like I keep telling people, I said, man, until you see actual documents and stuff, you got to understand that the defense is going to depict it the way they want you to hear it and see it.
Yeah, I wonder
That's
what they
how it
found in
works.
his vehicle. Maybe they found some blood. Like we don't know. They could have found some of the victim's DNA somewhere.
It's just awful funny on what Patrick said last night. That just raised my curiosity what's really going on here.
What do you mean?
I mean, like I said, if they've actually got DNA, why? I mean, if they've got DNA to where they can't get a profile out of it, why are they still taking DNA from people? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, and
Every,
they're not just taking DNA, like they're taking DNA. They're taking blood, they're taking swabs, they're taking hair samples.
well, I'm like, something's up here if they're doing that still, and that's an indication to me that there is DNA that they can match to somebody. They just got to find the right person.
Yeah, and if it's not Richard Allen, somebody else is involved.
Right. So I do believe it, like we said, 95 to 97%. It's Richard Allen on the bridge.
I mean,
Just
I can
I
see him
know,
in the image. I can see him, but there's just no way with the pareidolia and the way the
right.
mind plays tricks on you and things like that. You just can't be certain.
I made a comment about the memorandum once again, and I'll go back to it again. I said, look what the defense was focused on in that memorandum was the spot where the girls were found.
Right.
Yes, that's just one crime scene. Okay, there was multiple crime scenes in this case. You have the bridge. You have two hills they went down. Okay, they did not mention anything about the bridge, BG, down the hills, or anything. So that was almost like telling me that they're not denying he's BG. They're just saying he's not the one that actually killed the girls. So
Well, what if they
that's
do
just,
have his DNA? It's just not like enough to say 100% definitively this is him, but we can't exclude him. Like he fits
well,
maybe in the like this really small margin.
well, then that's where that mitochondrial DNA needs to come in. And I don't know if they're willing to pay for that. Mitochondrial DNA, I don't care how many, I think you can have up like 9 markers in order to use it. So, I mean, they've talked about it in the past, the mitochondrial, but I've never heard anything about it since. Keegan, who?
Never heard of him.
Well, yeah, GP. We know everybody knows Faust was a dirty judge. Everybody knew it. I just don't understand how he can still practice law after everything went down with him and stepping down as the judge. I don't get it. Oh Lord, here we go.
Well,
See that?
this is how they described it, like a really large one that was sawed off.
Somebody sent me a message today about this. Who was it? Oh, it was Matt that I was talking to. He saw the crime scene photos and he said that none of the twigs looked sawed off or anything. He said they might have been sawed off a long time ago, but they didn't look fresh.
Mm. See, it's weird. There's like I've heard like 3 different descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Gray Hughes, Rick Snay, and then a little bit of what you're saying with Matt, and they're all kind of different. Isn't that weird?
Right. Yeah.
So weird.
That's why I didn't mess with it because there's going to be everybody's different opinions on the whole situation. So I just look at everybody's and try to figure it out on my own.
Well, I took this off of that tree photo that they say is real. I guess it's
Mm-hmm.
confirmed that it is real.
Yep.
So I made this before we went live. Kind of does look like an F, but more of like a hand.
Yeah. Like we talked about on the last live we did. The top or arm, look, the arm of the F might be your pinky.
Yeah, and then the thick part right here is the palm of the hand.
Yep. The index fingers, that driplet of blood right there.
And these kind of look like knuckles too,
Yeah.
like they might have. You got 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure, but this doesn't look like anything. This doesn't look like a rune.
Oh, Demon 1800s
Oh.
comment here.
Hmm.
Demon 1800 says cop hid evidence and lied, so did the prosecutor. This is beyond Festus, whatever it says. I can't even see it. He said, I'm starting to think they were pinning it on RA.
Who left the comment? I'll pull it up.
He's down at the end. Demon 1800.
Okay, let's see here. Cops hid evidence and lied. So did the prosecutor. This is beyond malfeasance. I'm beginning to think they are pinning it on Richard Allen. Gray Hughes has zero critical thinking. The professor said it was Germanic.
Oh, he's on his thing again too, I guess.
Who?
Prof.
Oh, really? Well,
I get somebody was
hope.
telling me about it. I don't even pay attention to that shit, dude.
Yeah, it's like it's like some kind of weird group of paranoid schizophrenics or something. It's weird.
It's almost like he wants to be in the inner circle to me. I mean, that's how I feel about it. And nothing against the guy, but if you want to be like that, dude, do the right thing,
Well, I don't
you
know enough
know?
about what's going on, but it just seems like perpetual like drama, perpetual.
Yep. And then you got individuals pushing that shit. And that drives me nuts. And there's 300 people in the chat.
Oh, nice. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Make sure you guys, in the description is a link to Frank's channel. I think we're going to get him way over 1,000, right, Frank?
We should be, yeah. Quite a
If
few
you guys
people
could
have
hit
already.
that link, yeah, go subscribe to Frank. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe later.
Hell, cold truth. What are you up, girl? What's going on with you? Oh boy. What's going on? Oh, she's dozing
Snooze
off.
fest. We're boring.
Yeah,
We're
we're
boring her to
boring.
death.
Really?
All right. Thanks.
She
Appreciate it.
I guess you got another threat from old boy today.
Oh, yeah. That never ends either.
Yeah. And I said, man, he ain't nothing but a piece of caca. So don't even worry about it, girl.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't underestimate people.
Yeah. I never underestimate myself either.
Boston says, at Sleuth, have you read The Brotherhood, Racism, and Intimidation Among Prison Staff at Indiana Correctional Facility, Putnamville by Kelsey Kaufman, DuPuis University? No. No, I haven't.
Somebody sent me a long link that they, in my email, I don't know who this person was, but they requested all the FBI files on these radical groups, skinheads and all that crap. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do with it?
Yeah, first we got to determine that what we're looking at is that, right? And I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. To me, it doesn't look like a ritual at
It
all.
don't to me. It don't mean it. It just looks like somebody was in a hurry and just threw sticks and they just happened to land like that. I mean,
Crazy.
now the only explanation is there is no explanation.
Richard Allen has the explanation, I'm pretty sure.
Man, I'm crossing my fingers on this one, man, because I'm kind of worried about what the judge is going to do here.
What can he do? What can she do?
I don't know, man. There's just something that they're not telling us. I feel it. I can feel it.
Or maybe they think it is something like a ritual or something, but they don't want the defense talking about it.
From several other creators that I've listened to, and I've listened to some great ones, and they've had people that are experts in this, and they said basically it looks like that somebody who is a wannabe and just did this, and they did a terrible job. Now the blood on the tree, that wasn't intentional. We know that because we pretty much figured out that it's not done by a finger. That looks like somebody's hand was placed there and they were like trying to hold themselves up or something.
Almost like maybe they leaned against the tree. You know how when you step in mud,
right,
and you lean against the tree and you put your foot up on your other knee and you look down at it and see like, what the hell, what did I step in?
Right, exactly. But this other stuff here, I mean, they didn't describe the leaves that were on the girls, on at least Libby. They didn't describe that.
Wait, what about leaves? There were leaves, lots of leaves.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, Erskine said that. Remember?
Yeah.
So he was right.
But they didn't describe none of that in their memorandum. All they talked about was the sticks.
Yeah, no antlers, no horns.
You know, and I'm just like,
Like,
oh,
why would they bring up the horns like that if it wasn't there?
it might have been just new sprout of a new limb or tree limb that was growing off the tree to make it look like that, and she just happened to be leaning against it. You
Yeah.
understand you see what I'm saying? I mean, I would have to actually see the photos myself to determine what they're looking at.
They're trying to say this says Hail Odin.
Hail Odin.
Yeah.
But there's been enough documentation put out there that Odin's didn't sacrifice humans like that.
What if it was like some young people?
That's what I'm getting at. I mean, they were. I've heard some that are talked about it. Somebody's a wannabe and trying to replicate shit, and they did a shitty job.
But why would Richard Allen be hanging around with a bunch of mean teens?
I have
Some
no
wannabes.
clue. I have no clue. And like I said, man, I think this has got something to do with some type of sexual or something in that nature. Is like sexting, meet up somewhere, whatever.
Yeah, and
So
I don't know how accurate this is. But from what I understand, this is like a really big log. Like much bigger than we would think. Because I was watching Rick Snay was on the Drunk Turkey Show. You ever seen that?
I watched a little bit of it today, and that's when I got disgusted and turned it off.
Yeah, he was describing the pictures and he was saying it was pretty thick.
I mean, Matt said the same thing. He said that those screenshots are legit.
Yeah,
But when I mean,
I
how many
wonder who
times?
did that.
Right, but the thing is that you don't understand. It's just like the bridge guy photo. I'm not saying you don't, but a lot of people don't understand. It's like with the bridge guy photo. That thing has been circulated so many times over the internet through screenshots here and there. It's going to dissipate what the real photo looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's going to be things that we don't see that's actually there because it's been passed around so much and copied and everything else. But I do see Richard Allen. That side view,
Mm-hmm.
I sure do. I do see him. I do see Richard Allen's side view right there. I mean, you can't deny the things that he was saying, what he had told them with Dan Doolin and the second interview he had with him back in October of last year. You can't deny what he told them.
Well, this is what I think's going on, right? He's kind of out of his mind, and that might be something he suffers with, right? Maybe he can't handle these types of situations, and I think his defense team is milking it. Like he wants to confess, right? He's ready to confess, but they're like, "No, you got to trust us." And they're trying to like drag this out. They want the cameras to come in. You know, they're getting ready to shoot like an infomercial.
Right. And I think that when she does allow this to happen next Thursday, I think this is going to be a test run. That's my opinion. And see how it goes. So, but if I can't make it there, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to tune in to my contact's station on the internet and possibly go live, and because I know that the reporter will keep in contact with me because he'll be there. And I can report from him directly to my live stream.
That'd be pretty cool.
So,
Hopefully we can check in with you at some point. That'd be nice.
The last time he checked in with me was during Keegan's sentencing hearing, and I forgot to turn the mic off when I was on Ruckus's show, and it recorded everything that Russ was saying, and Russ watched it, man. I got my ass chewed out.
Wow.
And he said, man, please go back and edit that. And I had to call Ruckus and have him edit it out.
Oh, and he did?
Yeah, it was a complete accident, dude.
Oh, well, at least you got it cleaned up. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
He said, man, I'm under contract, man. You're basically like not an informant, but one of our people that we rely on for
A
stuff.
source.
Yeah. So
He's like, I'm feeling exposed.
Yeah, and that's why I got to be careful now with what I do when they're talking to me and I'm on live.
Yeah, rookie. Man, that happens so much. I remember one time, like, I had just woken up and my hair was like sticking up when I first started doing my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I looked up at the screen and it's all, you are live. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, got a cup of coffee and my hair's sticking up. And it's like, you have 2 viewers. And I was like, oh, click. Let's go ahead and end this.
Purdue got a good one right here. It looks random placement of sticks to me. And that's how I'm looking at it. Until I actually see the photos, I'm looking at random placement. Yeah, the chat is lit.
It is pretty lit. How many likes do we got?
132, and there's 291 in chat.
We need to get the likes up a little bit, I think. And who did not go and subscribe to Frank's channel?
Let me check my shit real quick.
So I can block you. Just kidding.
Let's see. I need 33 guys. Hold on, I can't see that.
Hey, Witch, yeah, I do remember that.
33.
You need 33?
Yep.
Yeah, guys, go subscribe to Frank. He needs 33 more to get him at the 1K mark. He's not asking. I'm asking.
Trying to keep up with this case and try to keep an eye on what's going on over in Israel too, bro.
Oh, that's nuts.
I know it. I just have a feeling we're going to be brought into that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, think how easy it would be for people just to each one of these like people who are coming through the border right now from all over the world.
Yeah.
If they just get like a cache of weapons and each one of them just became like a single shooter all on the same day, that'd be terrifying.
I had watched Hannity last night with old boy that was on O.J. Simpson's team, that Professor Dershowitz. What is that his name?
I think so, yeah. Sounds
and
right.
Then that Cornell guy, that black man with the Don King afro, he's a professor somewhere.
Not familiar.
He straight up said, and Hannity straight up said, and he said, I'm telling you right now, there are terrorist cells that are plotting all over the United States right now. He said, I guarantee there is. Yeah, and I said, I wouldn't doubt it. I said, y'all better bear arms.
It's just kind of scary, because we're an ally. It is. We're an ally over there,
Yep. So, yeah, man. I mean, with Delphi, now I got to sit back and reevaluate a couple things and see what happens at the hearing next week before I can start moving forward and see what's happening to be said.
Yeah, and we'll get out of here right now in about 5-10 minutes, Frank, if that's cool.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
We'll just catch up on the chat here. And you're going to go down there that morning, and what time are you going to go live? Are you going to schedule it? Are you going to let us know?
That's what I need to find out. I'm trying to catch a ride up there, and my first ride fell through. I'm waiting to see if there's anybody else going up there, and I should know by Tuesday. And if not, I'll just post it. I'm not going to be able to make it up there, but I will go live and broadcast Fox 59 stream.
Ivy says, I bet the horns are 2 random little sticks, nothing intentional. From what I understand, like, it's not even that. Like, that wouldn't even that is a stretch. Tech Death Hippie, what's up? Defense made this a circus. I don't think they've begun yet. They're just getting started. The infomercial has not yet begun filming.
See, yeah, you're right, Willow. I've been out there for that time of the year. Yeah.
Well, I think it's one thing for the leaves to be on them, and then another for like somebody to have piled the leaves on them.
I don't think it was really piled up. I think he just grabbed a handful and just started throwing to where it concealed it even more, enough to where nobody could actually see it from a distance.
Yeah, like he was building his platform, and then he was going to cover it with the leaves, fill in the spaces with leaves.
Right. And I do believe he got spooked by somebody yelling for the girl's name.
And did you notice one thing that all of the descriptions, even Court TV and Barbara McDonald, is that it appears that whoever killed these girls and placed those sticks there were trying to cover the wounds.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm noticing.
I mean, think about it. They pulled up the hood all over Abby's head to where you could barely see her face or anything. It basically covered her neck to where you wouldn't see the wound in her neck. And then one of the sticks was placed next to Libby's neck to cover that wound.
Yeah, maybe that's why they say you have like 1 ounce of conscience left, because he tried to cover them that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, he probably didn't want to see it.
And this is about power to use because obviously he flipped out and he attacked 2 young girls. So, of course, it's about power, right?
And then when reality set in and he realized what the hell he did, that's what he was doing. It was covering them up with the sticks to try to conceal them.
Yeah, because if what Becky told Gray Hughes and all those other podcasters early on that Derek German showed up right around 3:14-ish.
Yeah.
And by the time he went down there, it would have been about 3:30, when he started hollering. So it's probably at that point he started panicking.
Right. Yep. Makes sense. I mean, then you got these, I still go back, it just blows my mind. People are saying that Richard Allen said, in the memorandum, it says that he was there between 12:30 and 1:30. I said, that's a lie because there's witnesses that show if it's him walking the Freedom Bridge and hightailing it to the Monahan High Bridge.
Yeah, and he said he did. He said, I was walking the trail and I went on the bridge.
Right. I mean,
that's a fact. The defense is going to say, well, he's not the only one, somebody else was out there. He doesn't have curly hair. Well, it's kind of funny. They're kind of funny with sketches, Remember they put that stupid hat on him and they're like, don't pay attention to the hat. We just put that on there. So you can't look into these sketches too much, Maybe they just put curly hair because one of the witnesses said, well, his hair was kind of curly coming out of the sides. Okay, right. Instead of a hat, this time let's be stupid and put a whole head full of curly hair.
I mean, it's not like these people were face to face with him.
Yeah, and plus when he showed his image of him where he was all sick and decrepit and, they're trying to make a plea for everybody's sympathy. Remember when he was all locked up looking all sad? His hair is curly. His hair is curly.
Yeah.
Who's to say he didn't let it grow that one time when his wife isn't around? Who's to say?
It is going to be interesting. And
the Unsolved is in the building. Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's going to be interesting. I am almost positive that the October 31st hearing that she's going to set is going to be for the Frank's hearing. Frank's motion, I mean.
Yeah, that'll all get tossed out. This circus they created isn't going to help their cause, that's for sure.
Right. And then somebody reached out to me and said that she's hearing rumors that the defense is getting fired, and she said she hasn't confirmed anything yet. And I said, well, I'm not going to confirm that either until I hear something, but I do see them getting reprimanded.
They're going to get a little talking to, and they're going to make sure it doesn't happen. And some people might lose certain accesses. because you never know. The thing is, when you're working in an office setting, you have all these
Mhm.
different email addresses, right? You got different groups. Like, okay, I can send confidential to this group, but this one needs to be redacted. And then sometimes you just click on the wrong group and you don't even realize it, right? I've made that mistake before where you're sending classified information to somebody that shouldn't have eyes on it. And it's just because of a click of a mouse.
Right. I haven't heard anything about Dula making up the tip. I've heard nothing about that one.
What's up, Grizz says that's why you get it from ISP website. Unsolved. I also think the Anthony Shots account is the second person involved. I believe so too. People are getting very distracted on this, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with that. But that's my personal theory. There's not a whole lot of evidence. That's kind of similar to the maybe a little heavier than the Ron Logan thing, but it's kind of in that ballpark. But that's just my gut is that yeah, the Anthony Shots plays a big role still in what's going on.
Well, all I got to say is whoever that is on that bridge, Richard Allen or whoever, they know that bridge very well and walk it like it's nothing. They walk it
Mhm.
with a purpose. So, and then I hear people talking about Nate Miller too, talking about that was the reason why he killed himself. And I'm like, you don't know that.
Well, that's what Patrick Westfall said.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm like, you don't
Yeah,
know
Nate
that,
Miller.
dude.
He didn't use the cop's name, but I was trying to, I was trying to remember it. But yeah, Nate Miller. He committed suicide right there in the park or something.
In Raleigh Park, he's sitting in his patrol car,
Crazy.
and I'm like, you don't know that, dude. You don't know what's going through a man's mind or what his circumstances are.
Yeah, it's most likely personal depression.
I mean, no disrespect to Patrick at all, but you just can't blatantly come out and say that unless
I
you've
mean,
got
he
absolute
he can, but people who just blindly listen to it, like he's just a person too who has his own theories. Um,
right,
People shouldn't go around believing what he's saying about when he obviously doesn't have any inside information about it.
right,
People don't know how
exactly.
to make up their own mind. It's troubling.
But yeah, like I said, it was very interesting when he said he got a second buccal swab from them. What was it back in August? They got
Hmm.
another one from him. I'm like, okay, that's very telling right there.
Yeah, he said they were asking about Richard Allen, and also they were pressing to talk to his son.
Logan? Oh no, not Logan, but okay.
Yeah.
I messaged Brad Holder again today. Still no response. Because I want to see if he wants to respond to what Patrick was saying.
Ivy says Gray said the sticks looked kind of like a structure was being built over one or both of the girls, but didn't get finished. Maybe to cover them, or maybe for another reason. Yeah, I watched him when he was describing that. Me too, Don.
Well, whoever originally had the photos, they had to. I mean, they had to respect the fact that they did bleep out the genital areas of Libby. That's one good thing they did. But the rest of it, I don't agree with. I'm worried that more is going to come out.
Hopefully they'll kind of tighten up that ship.
Because if certain individuals has this stuff, they're going to say, I have First Amendment rights to.
Purdue's hitting it right on the head here. Defense is milking the cow. Something money can't buy. Publicity, international publicity. Priceless, 100%. And
Mm-hmm.
they're doing it at everybody else's expense, including Richard Allen.
They're getting a kick out of our channels. They look at these idiots. They're putting out everything that we're
Yeah.
putting out. I
Benjamin Diener's eating his popcorn like I told these motherfuckers. They didn't listen.
Oh Lord, it's funny just watching some of this shit go on.
It's because it's so crazy.
I mean, it's just jab, jab here and a jab there. It's funny between what's going on between Nick and the defense.
I don't know. I see like the prosecution's just laying back, like, dude, we haven't even showed you all our cards yet, and you're over here like leaking this shit.
Oh man, it's gonna be wild, buck ass wild November 1st to see what happens.
All right. Well, I'll be checking in with you, Frank. Thanks for joining my channel today as a guest.
I appreciate it, man. Anytime.
Let's do a part 3 again real soon.
More likely next week, I would imagine.
Well, I tried to get a hold of Fig. Fig is super busy today, or else he would have. And I also tried to get a hold of Steve, but him and Ruckus are on the road getting shit done.
Yeah, did you see the photo with him in the LA?
Oh yeah, I did.
They stopped.
Yeah, that was a good looking photo. Man, they were looking sharp.
Ruckus flew into Atlanta where Steve picked him up, and they're driving to Iowa, of course, but they stopped in Philly to see LA.
Yeah, that was a good photo.
Yeah, it was. So, but we're gonna have at the walk on the 21st, Kristen behind the crime door is going to be there. Deb True Crime Notebook's going to be there. Miss Purdue's going to be there.
Oh, cool. Kristen's going to make it out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Stories from the Stone's going to be there. I'm not sure who else, as far as creators, is going to be there, but I'm sure there'll be some more out there. So I'll make sure I video or go live or record everything or go live on my Facebook, whatever, and post it on the YouTube.
Yeah, whenever you are willing to check in when you're out there, let us know. We'll link in with you for a quick 5 minutes or something.
All right, we'll do.
All right, man. Thanks again.
No problem, bro. I appreciate it. Good night, guys.
Yep. Good night, everybody.